Sir Bill. We are sending mayors to Singapore for urban planning training. We have 50, we have partnered with Nanyang Technological University we are sending 50 of our people for urban planning training. In fact, we have existing scholars now within the PCDA with the School of Urban and Regional Planning, but at the same time we're bringing them out of the country so that they'll be exposed to the best practices globally. And also, of course, the mayors, the surrounding cities and municipalities, we will help them come up with their own master plans so that we could consolidate a regional master plan for the Metropolitan District of Central Luzon, starting with Clark Hill City. So that's it. I hope you participate and you look forward to living in this city. Probably at least this one I can afford. Thank you very much.
It's a big project, 880 meters long. They're going to isolate Makati Avenue and Paseo de Rojas so that we can have most of the traffic, 70% going towards Ross Boulevard to pass through without plugging the two intersections. But before that happens, we'll have 22 months of having restricted access. So that's the before and after. You've got your 2 lanes each way, very underground, and your 3 lanes on top. And of course, everybody talks about major infrastructure. So this is the big project, the Mass Transit System Loop project. It's called the Dream Plan because it's 375 billion pesos. So it's going to be very hard to see that in my lifetime, I think. It's very complete, and this is the area that goes underneath McKinley Road. It is a twin rail tube system. It goes underneath Bonifacio's 26th Street, goes underneath Manila Golf. The people in Manila Golf says we will only allow it if the greens don't shake when the train passes because we might miss the putt. The people in McKinley Road are very worried that they have a problem, so they actually reverse the train from this way to this way because it has to snake around McKinley Road. So it's quite a difficult project. It has to go maybe about 7 stories down because it's got to
production-based, free flow of professional services, free flow of goods, capital, investment, and skilled workers. Since I am connected with the Professional Regulation Commission, we are looking at this free flow of professional services and likewise skill.
Better yields, faster leasing, faster pre-sales, strong buildings, everything. This is what RIASEC does. And there's multiple studies around this, and I hope you all look in detail. So green buildings are better designed buildings. So LEED, our buildings are pre-certified LEED Gold, our next 3 buildings. And there is a rental premium, ideally, for these buildings. So not only that, on the sale portion, buildings that they have higher capital values. But at the end of the day, I'll simplify this for you. So what does good design do? Well, good design leads to happy, healthy, productive employees, which means a more profitable tenant, which means a more profitable developer. That's really it. Designing the bottom line starts from that, understanding the tenants. So what does bad design do for real estate? So you remember the scenes from the Olympics, Sochi Olympics? Okay, so this was a badly designed bathroom. Okay. So, what bad design of buildings actually can escalate, and I don't know who would be comfortable in this position, but the bad design of buildings actually leads to, let's say, bad design of neighborhoods, cities. So what do bad cities do? Numerous studies, crime, unemployment, blah, 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 but what it really boils down to is social isolation, lack of public space. Okay. So lack of public space, lack of disconnect, cities are meant to put human beings together, right? So there was a great article that came out in The Atlantic a couple of years ago really questioning, is Facebook making you lonely? Is it really Facebook, or is it just the way our cities are designed, or our buildings are designed? So how do we stop this? How do we prevent stuff from like this happening? So if I ask the room, what's the most important material, I met Thomas and Lafarge, what's the most important material in construction or in real estate? All right, concrete. I knew you were going to be here. So if I met anyone else, glass, any glass makers in the room, of course, someone would say glass, someone would say steel. But actually, what we believe as a company is actually it's the people. Okay? It's the collaboration between people. That's really key in real estate. I think you've heard that theme before earlier. The team on the left is our team, and actually they're spread. And our foreign are so many mistakes that we also will make. But most importantly, I look at a room, there's so many more conversations I need to have with all of you to ensure that we build projects of quality and that hopefully has a good impact on the community. Now, of course, I would love for you to get to know us better. We can try it, and hopefully in forums like this, we get to share our story, but mainly the stories of our tenants, our partners. So I do look forward to working with you throughout. I'm here for good. This is my home now, and hopefully we can make a better Philippines. So thank you.
As Forbes magazine have put it, the notion of having to work from 8 to 5, commuting to the same place, that notion is dead today. And here in the Philippines we know that far too well, because the commute, or rather the parking on EDSA is an excellent example, and unfortunately in a few weeks we are going to get an even more extreme example, as Bundia will be closed for exactly the anticipated 2 years. And that will put a further load on Jupiter and not least on EDSA. So we know we can relate to those aspects extremely well here in the Philippines. Moreover, during the working day, we often get stranded. We go to a meeting and then suddenly it is too cumbersome to return to our office, and it is perhaps too early to go home. So then basically, where do we sit? At Starbucks or another coffee shop or similar, but not exactly professional workspace. Besides, the technology now, and especially among the so-called millennials, really allow people to work pretty much anywhere, anyway. Considering the impact of ending that daily commute, in simple terms, it basically reduces cost and stress, and of course the environmental damage. And environmental damage, CSR, is something that employers find very important. We all live on the same planet, and we have to preserve it, but it also means a lot to the people that you try to attract, employ, and retain, because it creates loyalty towards the company. So here comes my green slide. It is the employer who must take the lead in what is happening, and every sensible employer is looking to minimize the fixed costs and running costs, while also economical and sustainable long-term solutions. So keep the workforce loyal, motivated, and productive. This means energy efficient buildings, less traditional workforce or workplace, and multiple locations. The customers of Regis are really not much or any different than the customers or users of traditional real estate, and vice versa. I mean, they jump on and off airplanes, or they avoid that by simply going on a video conference so that they don't have to all the time spend these resources. We must expect more Twitter-like clients, flexible space in terms for improved and flexible working. Companies need to achieve more in less time, make work better for people, and save money and space, consume less and conserve more. From single to multiple workplaces per company, from traditional workspace to flexible work solutions. Thank you very much.